Hello, welcome to this week's Holy Yoga Chair practice. My name is Barb Tucker. I'm a member of the Colts Reformed Church, and I welcome you today. Thank you for joining me. I invite you to get your favorite sturdy chair that doesn't have arms, remembering that this is your practice, so anytime you're uncomfortable with anything I ask you to do, remembering just to pause and recenter, take a deep breath, modify whenever you need to. Never be in pain when we do this practice. So, join me in your beautiful mountain seat. Take your back away from the back of the chair. Firmly root your feet to the floor, pressing the floor away, being in active movement. Let's lift up our toes, wiggle our toes, intentionally placing down your big toe, balancing off with your pinky toe, the outside of your heel and the inside of your heel. As you actively push down, rise up high. Taking a peek to make sure your feet are parallel, having your knees over your ankles. Coming back and bringing your shoulders over your hips and your ears over your shoulders. And as we take our first inhale, just not your deepest, but deeper than your normal breath, bringing your navel to your spine. And exhale. I ask you to close your eyes and come back to your normal breath. Just inwardly watching the rise and the fall, maybe listening to the rise and the fall. Placing one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. I'm going to ask you to take a deeper breath coming from your belly. Really extending your belly with breath, pushing your hand away, rising up through your heart, up through your throat and your mouth and your nose to the top of your head, holding it for a moment, and slowly exhale through your nose, releasing from your heart, releasing from your belly. Root down, inhale deep from the belly, expanding out, coming up towards your lungs and your heart, up through your throat and your mouth, your nose, all the way up to the top of your head, holding it for a moment. Nice, slow exhale. And then returning to your normal breath, keeping your eyes closed, if that's comfortable for you. And then as I read today's scripture from Ephesians, I invite you either to keep your hands where they are, placing them on your legs, or maybe just coming to a prayer. I'm reading from Ephesians 3:17 and 18. And just take a moment here to listen to these words of God's abundant love. God's abundant love. I'm going to come closer. And just take a moment to, as I read this verse, find a word that reaches out to you today, to tuck into your heart, to let you have the confidence of God's love for you today. May your roots go down deep into the soil of God's marvelous love, and may you be able to feel and understand, as all God's children should, how long, how wide, how deep, and how high His love really is, and to experience this love for yourself. As we're coming into spring, I just loved the words, may your roots go down deep into the soil of God's marvelous love. Maybe if we could take a moment to visualize His love growing with the foundation of strong roots. As our breath comes from the root of our belly, rising up into the love in our hearts. And taking a breath that is deep, taking a breath that is wide, taking a deep that is long, and taking a deep that is high. Filling yourself, knowing, visualizing God's love for you. Coming back to your normal breath and opening your eyes. Recentering yourself, coming back to your beautiful mountain seat, taking your back away from the back of your chair. Rooting your feet down, pushing the floor away, taking that inhale that rises up, lengthening your spine and creating space. And exhale. Let's just take a moment to go from side to side, chin to the right shoulder and chin to the left shoulder. Breathing as you move. Coming back to center. Taking an inhale, going high towards the ceiling. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale to the ceiling. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale to the ceiling. Exhale, chin to chest. Coming back to center, having your nose like a paintbrush and painting the figure 8 in the sky. Closing your eyes if that feels good, or keeping them open. And reverse. And coming back to center. Taking your hands to your side. Let's shrug our shoulders up, just straight up to our ears. And coming down. Up to our ears. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale, we're going to shrug. We're going to move our shoulder blades behind us, elbows behind us, and rounding up, coming back to neutral. Inhale up to your ears. Exhale, coming around. One more time, up and around. And coming to neutral. Inhale, having your palms towards me, just bringing your arms up as high as you can go. If it's only this high, that's fine. If you can go a little bit higher, just begin. That's good too. Palms towards the floor and coming down. And just taking our right palm up and coming down. And our left palm up and coming down. Having both palms towards me, just coming up shoulder width, shoulder height, and touching your shoulders here. Inhale, bringing your elbows out. Exhale, coming in, rounding your back. Inhale, coming up high. Exhale, coming into yourself. So root down to help you to rise up higher. And exhale, coming down. Inhale, coming to neutral. Root down, rise up high. And let's take a little bend to the right and a little bend to the left. Coming back to center, arms to our side. If it's available to you today, inhale, rise up, all your hands all the way up to the tip top, touching your fingers together. Palms away, coming down, chin to chest. Inhale, high. Exhale down. Inhale up high. Coming to prayer and coming to heart center. Noticing your fingers towards each other, pressing your palms together, igniting your arms here. And just seesawing your fingers back and forth. And then interlacing your hands and coming towards me and circling your thumbs. Separating your hands, coming to a fist. Bringing your knuckles towards the floor and your knuckles up high, opening up your hands. Coming back to a fist, knuckles to the floor, knuckles coming up, open up your fists. One more time, together, down, up, apart, and just shaking out your hands here. And bringing your hands to your hips, heel-toeing your feet out wide. Coming up, lifting your heels, lifting your toes, lifting your heels, lifting your toes, coming back in, lifting your heels, lifting your toes, lifting your heels, lifting your toes. Heel-toe your feet out just about as wide as your chair legs. We're going to try something new. If you don't like it, you can let me know. So taking your left elbow to your left knee, and then placing your right fist by your left fist by your right knee. Taking your right palm of your hand and covering over your fist, and just gently pushing your left leg out, lifting up your feet so that that goes on your pinky side, and coming back. And gently pushing out. We're trying to open up our hips a little bit here. And coming back. Out. Lifting up the sole of your feet, putting it going all the way over to your pinky side. And coming back. 2 more times. If you feel any pain doing this, come back to neutral. Up tall, just having your hands on your knees here. Inhale, rise up high. Exhale, coming forward, gazing over your toes. Using your hands, pushing yourself back up tall. Now doing it on for the right leg. So taking your right elbow inside of your right knee, making a fist with your right hand, covering it up like rock, paper, scissors. And then gently pushing your right knee away. Lifting up the sole of your foot, going on your pinky toe. And in, going out, and in. 2 more times, going out, and coming in, and going out, and coming in, coming back to center. Heel-toeing your feet out, back together, interlacing your hands, grabbing onto that left knee, coming up tall. So again, really taking focus here that you're rooting down with that right sole of your foot. Let's point our toe, flex our foot. And then if it's available to you today, maybe you want to put your hands underneath your thigh, and let's circle around. And coming back the opposite way. Oops, don't let your knee travel like mine just did. Really firmly placing that right sole of your foot to the floor. One more time, giving yourself a hug. And coming down. Hands to your side. Let's take it to the right side. So bringing first, just giving yourself a hug and flexing and pointing your foot. And then your choice, you can either go around from the knee or from under your thigh. And let's just circle around, firmly planting that left sole of your foot. Inhale, come up tall and switch sides, switch directions. And one more time, giving yourself a hug and coming down. Hands to your chair, bringing both feet out long, flexing your feet, really making an effort, bringing your toes towards your knees. Inhale, come up tall. Exhale, hinging forward, keeping a long spine, a long neck, just gazing at your toes, bringing your toes towards your knees, enjoying a nice stretch on the outside of your legs, the back of your legs, and pushing up. Bringing your left foot to you, interlacing your hands over your left knee, inhale up. Exhale, hinging forward. Again, really making an effort to bring your toes towards your knees. Long spine, long neck, gazing at your toes. Root up. Bending your right knee, extending your left leg. Inhale, rise up high. Exhale, hinging forward. Toes towards your knees, gazing at your toes. And come up. And bringing your legs back. Heel toe your feet out wide. Having your hands on your hips, let's just circle around. And as we come forward, inhale. Coming back, exhale. And rounding your back, chin to chest. And forward, coming up. Exhale, coming in. One more time in this direction. Really extending yourself here. Coming in, coming to neutral. And we'll go around the opposite direction. So as you come forward, slight bend in your back. Exhale, coming into yourself, rounding your shoulders. Out, opening your heart, and coming in. And heel toeing your feet. Recentering yourself, walking your hips up to the top of your chair. Arms to your side. Inhale, rise up high. Exhale, forward fold for sun salutation. Inhale, lifting up halfway, hands to your shins. Exhale, back to the floor. Root down, rise up high. Exhale, forward fold. Leading with your heart. Coming up halfway, back to the floor. Inhale, rise up high. One more time. Exhale down. Lift halfway. Back to the floor. Inhale, rise up high. Keeping your hands up to the top. Root down. Lengthen your spine, rising up high. Just a slight bend to the right. And a slight bend to the left. Just 2 more times to each side. Maybe going a little bit deeper each time. Don't forget to breathe. One more time to the right. And one more time to the left. Coming up tall. Exhale, palms out to the side. And coming down to your side. Heel toeing your feet out. Taking the right forearm to the right thigh. And inhale, let's go for a deeper side bend. Bringing your palm towards me, bending that elbow, bringing that elbow behind you if you can, opening up your heart with a slight twist, gazing up high. Coming up tall, switching sides, pushing that forearm away from the thigh to create more space, opening up, gazing up. 2 more times to each side. Inhale, rising up high. So someone's pulling your fingertips away from you, opening up more. And coming back to neutral. Heel toeing your feet. And having your hands resting on your knees for cat and cow. We're going to glide our hands up to our hips, opening up our hearts, gazing towards the ceiling. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, gliding up and over your knees, up towards your hips, opening up your heart. Elbows behind you, gazing up. Exhale, coming down, rounding your back. Inhale, rising up for cow. Exhale, coming down for cat. Inhale, resting on your thighs. Hands to your side. Inhale, rise up high. Coming to prayer. Resting at heart center. Inhale, root down, rise up high. And just a slight twist to the right. Coming back to center. Inhale, rise up high. Slight twist to the left. Coming back to center. Taking your right arm down to your inside of your right leg. Left hand on your left thigh. Creating space by pushing your thigh away from you. And then if it's available to you today, lifting that left arm, coming up a little bit taller. Exhale, coming down. Let's stop here in prayer, putting our elbows in between our legs here, and maybe just pushing out just a little bit. Kind of like we were doing in the beginning, we're pushing out both legs now. Lifting up the soles of our feet, resting on our pinky side of our feet. Coming back. Taking that left arm down the left leg, pushing the arm against the leg against the arm. Taking that right palm to your right thigh, lifting up to become taller. And if it's available to you, taking that right arm up and maybe a little bit higher. Coming down, coming back to prayer. Heel-toeing your feet out so it's at a comfortable width, and then pushing out a little bit and coming back. Hands to your side. Let's go. We're going to do some side work here. So we're going to take both of our legs over to the right side of our chair here. So whatever's comfortable for you, having your right arm resting on the back of your chair. And with your feet firmly planted, again, making sure they're parallel to each other. Root down, rise up tall. Inhale, just taking that left arm up and coming down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, we're going to bend over towards the back of our chair. And coming up, lift, keeping our fingertips up tall. Let's extend that left leg, flexing our foot, reaching your heel towards that wall, lifting your fingertips to the ceiling. Inhale up, exhale, hinging forward. Inhale, rise up high. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, root down, rise up tall. And again, bending over to the back of your chair. Coming up tall, bringing your leg back and coming down. Taking an inhale here. Closing your eyes. Exhale out of your mouth. Coming back to center. Just recenter ourselves. Coming to one sun salutation. Inhale, rise up high. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway. Back to the floor. Root down. Rise up high. Coming to prayer. Coming to heart center. Resting on your thighs. And walking yourself over towards the left side. Again, rooting your feet down, making sure they're parallel to each other. Root down, lifting up tall in your spine. Hand, left arm to your side. No, right arm to your side. Left arm on the chair. Inhale, just rise up high. Exhale down. Inhale, rise up high. And then let's bend over the back of our chair and come up tall. This time, again, reaching your fingertips towards the ceiling, extending your right leg, flexing your foot, really pushing your heel towards your the wall or whatever's you're pointing towards. Inhale, rise up high. Excuse me. Exhale, hinging forward. Root down, rise up. Inhale, rise up high. Exhale, hinging forward. And wherever your hand lies, either your knee or your shin, whatever works. Root down, rise up high, one last time, reaching for the ceiling. And and bending over the back of your chair. Coming up tall, bringing your leg back, coming back to center. Finding that beautiful mountain seat, taking your back away from the back of your chair, rooting your feet to the floor, rising up high. And exhale. Inhale, sun salutation. Exhale, down. Halfway lift, back to the floor, hands on your thighs, and come up tall. Taking your right leg to the side. We're going to come to Warrior Two, so it's your choice here. You can have your legs just like this. You can extend your right leg, whatever works for you. And when you extend it, you can either point your toe or flex your foot. But keeping your hips towards me, keeping that left knee from traveling. I see mine's traveling, so don't. Do as I say, not as I do. Root down, rise up, having your hands come into prayer. Inhale, rise up, exhale, arms out like wings, and gazing over your left fingertips. Inhale, high, exhale, inhale, high, exhale. This time when we inhale, let's drop our right fingertips and bringing our left fingertips up tall. Again, stretching yourself out, really being active. So reaching for the floor, reaching for the ceiling as though that apple is just about able to touch. Coming back to Warrior Two, arms out long. Left arm to left thigh, and let's bend over. Here I like to point my toe, so it's as long from my toe to my fingertips as possible. I'm going to gaze up towards my bicep if that's available to you today. Again, pushing your left arm away from your left thigh to make you taller. Coming down, just bringing your right arm to your right knee. And if you can, just glide down, whatever works for you today. And come up tall. Inhale, root down, rise up. Exhale, just gliding your hand down. Really putting your hand on your left hand on your left knee, kind of keep it straight. And then just as you're looking towards me, hands to your side, inhale, rise up high. As your fingertips touch, just a slight bend to the right. And a slight bend to the left. Coming up tall, and we're going to twist to the right. So inhale up, exhale, twist to the right. And if this is good, just stay here. And if not, if you can, bringing your arms over. Bringing your right arm to the back of your chair, your left arm to the outside of your right leg. And root down and rise up. And maybe twist a little bit more. If you can, gazing over your back shoulder. And coming back to center. Coming back to your beautiful mountain seat. Let's lift up our heels, lift up our toes, wiggle our toes, our heels, and our toes, and our heels, and our toes. Hands to our side, inhale, rise up high. Just recentering ourselves with the sun salutation. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway, back to the floor. Inhale, rise up high. Coming to prayer, coming to heart center. And we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. Of course, I hope I remember what I did. If I didn't, you can just do it the right way. We're going to come to Warrior Two. So you can either stay here at 90 degrees, or you can extend that left leg. If you extend that leg, having your foot flexed or pointed, one or the other. But don't let it drag, just do something with it. So inhale, rise up high. Exhale, coming to Warrior Two. Gazing over your right fingertips Maybe wiggling your fingertips, saying hello to yourself. Inhale, rise up high. Exhale. Inhale high. Exhale. Inhale tall. Lengthening your spine, creating space. And let's dip our left fingertips, right fingertips towards the ceiling. Stretching yourself out. So you're grabbing for that apple that's just a little bit too far away. You're grabbing for whatever just fell on the floor that's just too far away. One more big reach. Exhale, come back to center. Taking your right hand, arm to your right thigh, and let's bend over. Rising up tall, coming back to warrior two, gazing over the right fingertips. Inhale up. Exhale, placing your left palm on your left leg and just gliding down. Again, reaching up tall and gliding back, bringing your arm down. Inhale, rising with that right arm, gliding with your left hand. I totally forgot what I did next. Coming back up tall. Inhale, oh, that's what I did. Inhale, rise up high. I think I bent, right? Yeah. And then we're going to bend towards the right. Coming up tall, bending towards the left. Actually, that feels really good. Coming up tall, bending to the right, and then we're going to twist to the left. So we're going to come up tall, stop at the top. First, just do that twist, and if you want to stay here, just stay here. Otherwise, bringing your left arm to the back of the chair, your right hand to the opposite side of your leg. Inhale, root down, rise up, and twist a little bit further. If you can, bringing your gaze to the back of your shoulder. And coming back to center. Bringing your legs back. Hands to your side. Inhale, rise up high. Exhale, just to your side. 2 more times. Inhale, rise up high. Exhale, down. Inhale, rise up high. And we're going to twist to the right. So let's do that. First, we're going to twist the torso. And I'm going to give you an option here. When you bring your left hand down, I usually have you bring it to the outside palm towards the knee. It's a little different twist if you take the outside of your hand to the outside of your knee. Root down, rise up. Exhale, bringing that right arm to the back of your chair. So it's a little, you're a little weaker this way, so you're feeling a little bit different. If you don't like it, return that palm to your knee. Kind of like it just because it's a little different. And again, if you can, gazing towards your back shoulder. Inhale, arms up tall, coming back up high, root down, rise up, and we're going to twist to the left side. So take that first, just twisting the torso, keeping your knees towards me, bringing your right either palm to the outside of your left knee or the outside of your hand. Again, either way. And bringing, if you can, bringing your left arm to the back of your chair or to the leg of your chair or just to your hip. Always have an option. Always can modify. So rooting down, coming taller, and coming, looking behind you. One more inhale, rise up tall. Exhale, come to center. Arms coming up high. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway. Back to the floor. Inhale, rise up high. Palms together, coming to heart center. Hands to your thighs. Bringing your heels up, wheeling your toes. Heel-tailing your feet out. And coming back in. coming out. Taking your right forearm to your thigh and coming over one last big stretch. Again, pushing your thigh away with that right arm. Coming up tall, maybe being able to go a little bit bigger. And coming back and to the left. And coming back. Heel-toeing your feet back. Lengthening both legs, holding onto your chair. Taking your left heel up your right shin. And finishing with a little bit of a hip opener. One more time up and one more time down. Bringing now the right heel to your left shin. Coming up and coming down. Continuing to breathe. One more time up, one more time down. Bringing your feet to the floor. Bringing your arms out, touching to your shoulders, and let's just circle around. And going backwards. Coming to stillness, root down, rise up. Slight bend to the right. Gazing at that left elbow. Coming up tall, slight bend to the left. Gazing at your right elbow. Coming tall. Inhale, rise up. Little twist to the right. Coming back. Hopefully it's a little easier than when we started. Coming back to the left. Coming tall. Hands to your side. Inhale, rise up. Gazing towards your ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway. Back to the floor. Deepest inhale. Exhale, coming back, collapsing into your chair, into resting angel. Closing your eyes. Putting your hand to your heart, maybe both hands to your heart, just noticing the life inside, the beat of your heart, the breath. And then just relax as you please, relaxing your eyes, closing your lips, separating your teeth, relaxing your shoulders, and just coming back to our visualization inside of us of what God's love means to you, how He shows His marvelous love to you, His abundance of love to you. And I just pray that you will be rooting down in His soil of love and breathe in with a deep breath. His spring comes and His creation bursts open. May your roots go down deep into the soil of God's marvelous love, and may you be able to feel and understand, as all God's children should, how long, how wide, how deep, and how high His love really is, and to experience this love for yourselves. My prayer is that you do experience God's love today. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And come back up to your beautiful mountain seat. Having your hands to your side, take a deep inhale, coming up tall. And coming to prayer and resting at your heart. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a blessed week.